Hey, it's Joe Moyer, founder and creator of GPSforlove.com. The other day, I was having a conversation with one of the members of our GPS for Love community, and she was initially starting to date a guy. And the guy had a habit of saying he would call like on Tuesday, and he wouldn't call till like Friday. And she was like, she was getting kind of fed up with it. And I'm like, well, why do you stay? And she's like, well, he seems to be a really nice guy. And I'm like, yeah, but he doesn't keep his word. That's kind of a problem, isn't it? And she started coming up with all these reasons and excuses. And I get it because we've all been there. And to be quite transparent, I was in a relationship with someone who consistently dropped the ball and who constantly made excuses. And I kept buying into him. And I realized that I wound up investing 2.5 years of my life in someone who just couldn't give me the important things that I needed in order for me to be happy in that relationship. And so ultimately what I learned is that what I call the one strike rule, because I know people's like 3 strikes. Well, I believe that there should be one strike because we're all human and we all make mistakes. And holding someone to this level that's just unreasonable is unrealistic, and you'll be alone for the rest of your life. But I also have learned that people are who they are. And so if a person doesn't keep their word, they tend to not keep their word consistently. If a person is angry and yells and screams all the time, that's what they're going to tend to do unless they do the work to actually change. And so my philosophy is also finding someone who doesn't have to change, who can naturally give you the things that you're looking for. So what the one strike rule is that, okay, look, you screwed up. Okay. And I'm going to let you know about it. Not in a mean way, but not in a nasty way. But, hey, when you didn't call when you said you would, that makes me feel that you don't value me and that, getting to know me isn't really that important. And keeping your word, keeping your agreement isn't important to you. And I'm looking for someone who can keep their word and agreement. Now, if he's a man, and he didn't realize that because all the other girls let him get away with it because they were so desperate and needy for a relationship that they allowed a boy to do whatever he wanted, he step up and go, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. It wasn't my intention. I'll make sure I do better next time. And he will. Next time he'll realize that, if I say I'm going to call on Tuesday, I'll call on Tuesday. Now, if he's a boy, if he's emotionally unavailable, he's selfish, he's immature, he's going to say, yeah, okay, I get it. And he's going to do the same exact thing. Now, what you do from that point on is on you, not on him. So if you allow him to get away with that boyish behavior, guess what? He's going to. And that's what a lot of the boys do because there's not a lot of women who are strong enough to say, you know what, this crap doesn't work for me. And so it's not about being picky. It's not about having these unrealistic standards. It's about you standing clear in your lines in the sand and saying, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I need in order for me to have a happy and fulfilling relationship. And if you can't give that to me, guess what? Get the hell out of here. You ain't the guy for me. And I know it's tough. And yeah, but what if he changes and he was really good, but he was really hot. And you know what? I was really attracted to him. And, he drove a beautiful car and you come up with all the reasons and the excuses, but when we do connect, when he does finally call, he makes me laugh. I get that, but that's why the chemistry and the fun is great in the beginning, but 6 months down the road, you can't stand the guy. And you're saying he's such an asshole. Okay. Look, we've all been there. Okay. It's learning how to go back and learn from the past and not repeat the same mistakes, but also learning from the biggest mistakes that others are making. And I can tell you something I see all the freaking time. It's that, you know what? I don't want this. He's driving me crazy. And I said, how long has it been like that? Well, pretty much from the beginning. There were signs there. It wasn't as bad because I was focused on all the good stuff. And I'm not saying just to, wear rose-colored glasses and just pretend everything is perfect. And I'm not saying that you look for everything to be wrong. It's simply sitting back, keeping your eyes and ears open, and being 100% honest with yourself and saying, does this work for me? Can I be in a relationship with someone who consistently does this? Because what you see is what you get. And that's really important. And if you can learn to do that in the very beginning, your life is going to be so much easier. And this whole dating relationship thing will just be beyond your wildest dreams and how easy it actually can be. So I'd love to hear from you. Do you tend to give guys too many chances? If so, why? Because you're going to, if you go back and take some mere time, you're going to look at that and go, well, it's because, I'm afraid I might not find somebody else. Or, I want a relationship so bad that I'm willing to put up with that stuff and to make excuses and to rationalize. And again, there's no judgment here. I did that in my relationship. I went back and, I wanted to get married and have a kid because of, the passing of my dad and the huge void that was there. I wanted to have boys to share my life with. And I was willing to put up with a lot of crap and make excuses and buy into it and listen to the excuses and the justifications that she was giving me. And again, there's no blame because I take 100% responsibility for that. And so that's how you're going to learn, is to go back, take that mirror time and see, do I give too many guys chances? And then also define how many chances you want to give somebody. Again, this is your life, it's your journey, it's your relationship. But for me, it was the one strike rule, is I'll let you go one time, but in the event I see that it's something that is going to be a continual pattern, then I'm not going to try and change you. I'm not going to sit and tell you my beliefs and make you realize and change it to something that you're really not, because ultimately you are who you are. And so that was one of the ways that I was able to create the relationship that I really wanted and that I knew I deserved. So that's your homework for the week. Go take some mirror time, really take a good look at the past and ask yourself how many chances that you've given guys in the past. And from this point on, decide how many chances you will give a guy going forward. And then go ahead and put whatever your comments, questions, and feedback are in the box below. As always, an honor and privilege to be with you. I'll see you next time. Much love.